Alright, so this deck right here, I only made it because someone requested that I make a Pendulum Worm deck for some reason. So I did. Worms, I just basically threw all the best worms into the deck, and Worm Warlord and Victory, just because I wanted to play him. Victory, if he's flipped up, you can destroy all monsters on the field except worm-type monsters. Well, all face-up monsters. And he gains 500 attack for each worm monster in your graveyard. He's not really all that useful for his attack because it's 0 to start off with. This deck doesn't really get that many worms in the graveyard anyway, but you can bring them out with Burst Revival and Nebula. Nebula is the best worm card because it allows you to basically draw a whole bunch of cards as long as you have worms to flip down at the end of your turn, and it allows you to special summon a Worm King straight from your deck, unless you're unlucky enough to draw into this guy, in which case you can also use Worm Victory. Just has to be a level 7 or higher reptile monster. Worm Warlord, I just kind of wanted to try out this guy. He can't be special summoned, which is huge pain in the ass because his effect isn't really that good, but his effect is an interesting one. It's basically like Armides effect, you know, the level 5 synchro. Not really. It's not that great. It's when you destroy a monster by battle, it negates the effects in the graveyard, which is great for floaters like Yangzines. And if he destroys a monster by battle, he can attack again in a row, which I thought was great. That could really stop hands and a whole bunch of other cards that effects go off, you know, in the graveyard, like, what are those called? Burning Abyss. There's lots of floaters in the game right now. I thought that'd be fun to try against floaters. Didn't really go against any, but still, the option was there. And then the two best worms, what's his name? Wex? I don't know how to pronounce that. X-E-X. Worm, Wex, and Yangan. Normal summon X, send Yangan to the graveyard, special summon Yangan from the graveyard in defense mode, and he basically has like a compulse effect when he's flipped up. And as for the synchro monsters, the pendulum monsters themselves, I'm with the magician, because the magician one is very consistent and you're able to go out, get the actual pendulum scales out, no problem. So triple Dragon Vine Magician, triple Dragon Pit, Odd Eyes, Insight Magician. I'm really liking this card right here. You can basically just destroy it, which means sending it to your extra deck to be special summoned later, and as long as you have another magician in your other pendulum zone, and then just replace it with a different magician. So if you have Insight Magician, he can be either one of these two, so it makes getting out the pendulum scale is a lot easier. Plus, Pendulum Call allows you to search him out, and Joker just a vanilla search. And then there's Offering to the Snake Deity, so you can destroy a whole bunch of cards since you're going to be running a lot of reptile type monsters. Tentacles, because he can attack twice as long as you just banish a worm from your graveyard. Actually, is not half bad because his attack isn't half bad for a double attacker. 1700 is a pretty good attack value to have if you have an effect that allows you to attack twice. That's not that hard to get off.